They're talking that he might still be he might end up being Luthor. That's a rumor.
So that is the next thing.
Oh shit! My
actually,
bad.
real quick though. Actually, sorry. Fuck. I'm sorry, Bull. This was all courtesy of James Gunn's tweet segment.
And we're back.
Like I said, it's gonna storm all weekend. The only thing you're getting in the way of is my Final Fantasy time.
That's true. I never even got a chance
God,
to
I
try
talked
that
to our
yet.
buddy. Like, that dude, he needs other hobbies.
What? Gaming
Yes.
and anime.
Yes.
Actually, I'm kind of worried about you.
I got the game.
He told me he hasn't watched anime in like 2 weeks.
Well, there's.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I mean, really, to me,
always
he does.
finds time for anime.
Right, and he watches a lot of shit. He watches a lot of shit too. And I mean, he and Brandon haven't said shit about Hell's Paradise lately. I mean, that show's weird. It's good, but it's weird.
I saw.
It is weird.
Saw Valkyrie was streaming a watch party of that. I saw on Twitter posting. I was like, huh. Or KP knows.
I did not know that she did that, but that's awesome. She just launched her own line for Gymshark. She's been an ambassador for them forever, but she just launched her own line for them. Which then made me realize that they were having a sale, and I was like, I had to sit there and tell myself no, because I literally don't actually need workout clothes. I don't need them. But I was like, oh, I kind of want Gymshark. Go be bougie and normal.
Dude, I'm one of those.
Get stupid shit 20-year-olds to look at me and be like, oh man, that guy's a fucking zaddy. God.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 40 of Tardy to the Party, a.k.a. T3P, the weekly podcast centered around news and reviews of that holy trinity of pop culture, Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. I'm your boy, J-Sib, and to my left, as always,
Zaddy.
KP.
Zaddy KP, and to my right, as always,
Double. Oh my God.
I don't know how we top that. Show's over.
We'll just
Show's over. Thanks for like, subscribe. Thanks.
Oh my God.
That's our swan song.
That's our song.
Oh, man.
That's amazing.
Okay. Well, how was your boys' weeks?
It flew by for me. Did it for you guys? It really did for me.
It did.
Which
Surprisingly.
typically does
that
not
bad,
happen
actually.
for me.
Especially coming off vacation. You know, that's usually the worst thing. You're coming back, you feel refreshed, but you're like, back to normal, back to real life. But no, it's decent. We're just creating a series of grunts.
I would say, what's
I'm
going
tired.
on
I'm
now?
tired as fuck. I'm gonna be in a weird mood today, so let's go.
All right, hell yeah.
We actually got some. Oh yeah, what's new with you? Yeah, Final Fantasy, the new one. You played it yet? What do you think?
Well, I mean, yeah, I've been playing it. I streamed it for a couple days, but I just kind of haven't streamed all last week. Mainly because I just kind of want to play it, enjoy it.
Yeah.
And that's also just because at the same time too, there's nights where he's talking about being tired. By the time I started, I'm already yawning kinda, and my eyes are getting dry because I put my contacts in so early that by the time I start that game, I probably need to be taking my contacts out, because I don't understand how people do it, that can wear contacts all damn day every day and then you also sleep in them. I legitimately have worn contacts for going on 2 to 3 years now, and I absolutely cannot do that at all. I have to take them out, put them in a vial overnight to get basically cleaned and hydrogen peroxide cleanser. Yeah, so anyways, long story short though, but the game is very, very fun. It's nice and refreshing to have that same feeling of like I haven't felt this way about a Final Fantasy game since really, I guess I should say 13 because I didn't put 13 down either,
I like
but
13 quite a bit.
yeah. I mean, I guess I can actually say it's been since then because that game came out a long, long time ago. And I just didn't have this feeling with 15.
Didn't feel like a Final Fantasy game outside of the character names and stuff like that and setting.
Right, and the 7 remake is fun, don't get me wrong, but I already know that story. Like, yeah, you changed it up and you modernized it a little, I understand that, but I know that story, so I knew I was going to enjoy that one way or the other. This one, it's nice to have a brand new story that's actually like, well, I said it last time, one, it's mature rated, and it's definitely aimed at adult audiences.
Word.
It's it's not just a mature rating because like language, like it's violent and stuff more so than previous iterations, and yeah, I just have
Zaddy likes.
yeah.
Zaddy like it.
God.
Oh, so the combat is it? It's not turn based. I mean, it hasn't really been turn based for a long
No,
time, which has really been the bummer for me when
Same.
it comes to Final Fantasy games.
So it truly is
Or it's
like
really action.
it is action role play based. Like it truly is like it's not as like slow. It's not as slow as Dark Souls and those games, but the combat style is the same. You have to be aware to dodge. You can't treat it as a button mashing Devil May Cry game because you will get game over screens. Hell, I get game over screens because I'll dodge too early. And that's the thing, is like you do have to time it, and it's my one complaint of the game because really I just don't ever play games like that. So I'm not used to it. There's times where I'm just like I dodge because I think the attack is coming, and it's like the enemy is just paused at this moment long enough, and then you get smacked, and I'll admit, I kind of rage a little to myself, and it's kind of why I haven't streamed, because I don't want people to see me just sitting there bitching like an old man that's got slower reflexes, because I'm in my 30s now, saying like, oh, fuck this game, you really need to make it that damn slow, is like basically what I'm bitching at myself for, and yeah, I totally get game over screens, and I just start it back up, and then that next run through, once I know what's coming, then it's fine.
Right.
It's got cinematic fights, which is just actually that's where it kind of reverts to the button mashing, and but it's cool.
Okay.
I don't want to give away a lot of the plot, but it is just a game that is a nice take on the series, and for me personally, I just like do not want to put it down when I play. Like I want to keep going, but I mean I force myself. But this weekend I will probably be playing it a ton.
4-day weekend.
And like I was saying, like, so our buddy, like, he got it after me, and he probably feels the same way that I do feel on it, because I messaged him early this week to ask him, like, what level he was. I didn't want to ask him specifically where he was at because of spoilers. And he told me the level that he was at with his character, and I was like, God, dude, like, that's you've been playing it then, like grinding
Playing
it.
the shit out of it.
Yeah, playing the shit out of it. He was, put it this way, he was 15 levels higher than where I was at.
Woo.
And this game, I will say, the leveling progression, you really only like level a lot as you do the main quest lines and you fight the tough enemies and then the bosses. Like you can't just, the game's not like traditional Final Fantasy where you can just go get a bunch of random fights and then you can grind up your level. Like you can't, you have the option to do it, but I do not believe it's, at least where I'm at in the game, it's been necessary so far. But it's very good. So if you guys you guys got $70 that you just don't care about lying around? Yeah, buy it and play it.
It's better than the pre-order 110 that I was going to spend.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That's what I was going to spend.
Yeah, and I should have just pre-ordered it to begin with anyway, too, but it's fine. I didn't. I just kind of forgot, and then I just bought it the day it released, which I don't care. Big deal. I missed out on, like, 2 cosmetical things, or I think one of the items for pre-order was, like, it's an accessory you can equip for bonus gil. Well, I'll tell you that you literally, after the first little bit of the game, you probably won't be wearing that, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes me feel way better about that, and I'll be sure to. $70 to me, that's not that bad, you know. I mean, considering we paid $50 when we were growing up, $20 more, I'll take that. Just double. I can't get down with that anymore.
I mean, I don't really care that video games are $70 because, you know, they had been $60 for a very long time that I can remember.
Oh, it started $49.99, and it was $59.99.
And it was $59.99 for a very long time. So the fact that, and I think it was,
I think like through like 2 generations at least, right?
It was at least through. Oh, for sure it was. Yeah, it was. I'm trying, and I can only remember the Sony side of it. I would say, yeah, for sure it was through 2. It was through PS3 and PS4. They were 60, and then now with PS5 they've gone up to 70. But what's funny though is the $69.99 price point. I think Microsoft started that. Maybe Sony did.
I can't remember.
Or maybe they just. Maybe they probably both just kind of knew too. Yeah. Like, hey, like these studios need us to increase the price.
We both like making more money, right? Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, that's both ways.
We still got to get our money.
I played a new game. I got a new game this week too.
You did? Cool.
As a wrestling fan, I bought the AEW Fight Forever game that just dropped. It's kind of like a love letter to like the old school arcade games, like No Mercy and WCW versus NWO.
Oh yeah.
Type of style. That was also $70. I don't know if I agree with that price tag, but it's a lot of fun. Like, I've really enjoyed it. It's kind of cool to play. It's kind of a game that's old school arcade like that again. It's definitely kind of very nostalgic to play it. Some people are kind of a little iffy about how there's not a huge like customization suite compared to 2K, which 2K's been making games for WWE now for fucking God knows how long. So it's like the customization suite was never going to be anywhere close to that. But they still got Ukes and THQ Nordway behind it, which they used to make wrestling games back in the day. It's a lot of fun. And I think they're setting up, and they have like a season pass thing right now. I just bought actually I paid $80 for it because I'm a real sucker because I got the one with had the season pass in it. So I get all the DLC characters that drop over time.
Of course.
So whatever, you know.
It's fighting, dude. You got to do that with a fighting game.
Whatever.
That's, dude. Not to interrupt you, but that crap right there, that is exactly why. Even though I have a Switch, I will not buy the newest Super Smash Brothers because Nintendo has it still at full price, and
they never drop their.
And
prices.
There is about, I want to say I tallied it up. And there's about $50 to $60 worth of characters you have to outright purchase because they're DLC characters.
Yeah, no.
And it's like, I'm sitting here, I love Sephiroth, don't get me wrong. And that's cool that you put him in the game, and apparently he's, last I knew, he was busted as shit. But I want all the characters, and I'm not going to dump over $100 into a game that your servers have shitty online play anyway. So, again, I understand that mentality, but at least it was only $10.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I kind of hope. My hope for this game, because I think they've already kind of came out and said that they don't really have like a planned sequel for it, at least until like years down the road. It seems like they kind of want to treat it like a live game service. I think there might be leaks out there. I don't know how true they are, but of screenshots of a potential battle pass coming to the game, which would be cool, I think, because that's a way that they can keep getting money from the game while also, putting new customization items and stuff in the battle pass, or put stuff in like a shop. There is no so there is a shop, but it's not, you don't spend real money to get the currency for it. You can only get it from playing the game.
That's good.
To buy stuff through the shop. So there is no actual microtransactions yet. I don't know.
Right.
I'm saying that as if I know.
I mean, it sucks that's kind of where
It's a given.
games kind of have gone now.
But I wonder if there's any validity to those leaks, and maybe they do implement like a battle pass. That way you can accrue, customization items to further boast that over time, and eventually get a pretty hefty customization suite. And then just hopefully they can add different match types. Obviously more characters as people debut in AEW, and I mean there's still some missing characters right now that have debuted in the last year or so. But it's a lot of fun. There's an exploding barbed wire death match in it. Come on, guys, fuck you. Come on.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
But
Exploding barbed wire.
but we got a pretty big news week for DC this week.
That's good.
Big announcement. When we'll just start off at the top. Usually I like to save it towards the very end, give you them little crumbs, and then give you the juice at the end. But I'm going to give you the juice early. The juice up front. Superman Legacy has officially cast their Superman / Clark Kent and Lois Lane. We have 29-year-old David Corenswet as our Clark Kent, Superman. He has been known to be in, where's his roles here? I think Pearl's one of them. Yeah, the slasher horror movie Pearl and Netflix comedy drama The Politician. And his next role ahead of Superman Legacy, which I did not know this, coming out in 2024, is the remake of Twister. I didn't know he was in that at all. So that's kind of cool.
I forgot they were even remaking it. I thought I heard it a long time ago, but I hadn't heard anything.
I think it's been in development for a while.
I don't know how I feel about this. Leave cult classics alone.
No, we gotta go back for that cult money too.
Yeah, they gotta see if they can double down on it real quick before it dies and they kill it.
I mean,
unless it's actually good, and everyone's like, "Yeah, give us more."
Yeah, it'd be like those.
I mean, they're doing it
50-year-olds in the front row.
They're doing it with.
Hell yeah, brother.
The Flash.
You don't so bad.
No, I'm just saying, just the Flash.
Well, clearly,
Michael Keaton just.
Yeah.
Woo!
Brother, hell yeah.
That was probably loud. My bad, but just God, that was. Oh, okay, yeah, you're Batman. Just shit. You are okay. You're as passionate as I am. You know what? All right.
Say it again.
Game respect game. Okay.
Yeah, free bird. Yeah.
And then the role of Lois Lane will be going to Emmy-winning actress Rachel Brosnahan, 32, best known for her 5-season run in The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
That's a great pickup.
I feel like that's a home run of a casting.
So I haven't seen either one of these two really in anything. So,
him I have not, but I have watched Marvelous a couple times.
I have heard good things about her especially, but
yeah. Well, I think he and I were praising her when she was being rumored. Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I mean, check it out. Check the show out.
Definitely worth it.
Play Destiny.
I think
I collect them Amazon Prime.
That would definitely be a show that, and too, I mean, it's a comedy drama, so I mean, I think that could be something that you and Haley just sit down on the couch and just kind of turn on,
See, honestly, that might be the next project because now that she's actually officially cast, I kind of do want to actually watch her in something to get a gauge. I mean, they both have the looks. I think. Yeah. I'm a little sad that it wasn't Emma Mackie. Right? I really wanted Emma Mackie, but yeah, that's okay. I think she's got the look, and from what I've heard, it seems that she has the chops to do it. So I'm still excited, and honestly, it just makes me kind of excited to see the Marvelous Miss Maisel.
So the other interesting point, though, about this is, and I think you kind of said it too, as the day that this was being dropped, was Brosnahan didn't even test with.
She didn't chemistry test. I think Emma Mackie was the only person that reportedly had
chemistry testing with Corenswet.
Yeah, I think she did. Apparently, I think she did chemistry tests with all three of them.
Mackie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so none of the other female leads did chemistry tests?
Reportedly, no.
Oh, because I think at one point someone tried to say that Brosnahan did with Holt, right? Nicholas Holt. That's what I saw.
Honestly, the articles I read didn't even really touch on Holt because apparently other than the fact that he just
was
out.
Yeah. So now he's not. So he apparently tried to be. Did he try to be Pattinson's Batman?
Yeah, from what I remember, I think it was basically down to Pattinson and Holt.
I don't know. They're talking that he might still be he might end up being Luthor. That's a rumor.
So that is the next thing.
Oh shit! My
actually,
bad.
real quick though. Actually, sorry. Fuck. I'm sorry, Bull. This was all courtesy of James Gunn's tweet segment.
And we're back.
Because he confirmed it by retweeting. Well, first it was Deadline, and then what did he switch to? Delete it and then switch to Hollywood Reporter.
He did. So I wonder if he was like, "Oh, screw Deadline," because they just piggybacked it off Hollywood, or maybe he just don't like Deadline.
Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe
but like, I caught that tweet because I have his notifications, and I had it, and then it's just this is deleted, and I was like. Shit, wait, but he said in the tweet he confirmed it.
Yeah, he did say, quote, accurate, and then parentheses, they are not only both incredible actors, but also wonderful people. So straight from the horse's mouth, as I like to say. And then, yes, as KP was alluding to, there's apparently 3 finalists for the role of Lex Luthor, reportedly. Okay. And
so Nicholas Holt's won.
But it seems like he's on the short list.
Poor guy. He's supposed to be back.
I guess they're all on the short list.
He's just trying to get.
But apparently he's third.
He must really. I will say this: if he's auditioning for this, he must want to be back in the superhero game. I mean, he played Beast in the later X-Men's. I mean, so he has the superhero movie experience, is what I'll call it.
Yeah. Who's
the other guys?
So the 3 actors that are reportedly in the running to portray Lex Luthor is Alexander Skarsgård.
I saw
who is
actually
True Blood, Big Little Lies, Godzilla vs. Kong, Tarzan, 2016's The Legend of Tarzan.
Yep.
And then of course, none other than his brother, right? Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, I was gonna say his brother. Because that's right. Because I remember seeing people tweet that out, and I was laughing. I'm like, oh, that's funny. The two of them, like they're brothers, and they're both trying to get this role. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Bill would be interesting.
I think they'd both be kind of interesting.
Dude, every time I look at him, I just see it.
Bill. Every time you see Bill, you just see that clown.
Yep,
yeah,
every time now.
And that's kind of why I hate to say it, but that's like why I would lean more towards like I'd be cool with Bill getting it because I've kind of already seen him in the villain role.
True.
Where Alexander is usually in the hero role.
I'd say, of course, as you guys mentioned, he is best known for Flash directors Andy Muschietti's It and It Chapter 2. He was also in John Wick Chapter 4 and The Devil All the Time, 9 Days, and Allegiant. I haven't seen those last 3. No. Actually, I haven't seen Chapter 4 either of John Wick, so I don't know what I'm talking about. And the last one is, yes, Nicholas Hoult is still in the running. Please, Nicholas Hoult. Come on, James Gunn. Just give him something. I need this man in our universe.
I would like...
He's a brilliant actor.
Yeah, I would like Nicholas Hoult in it, too.
But, I mean, anybody that comes from that Skarsgård family is just premium acting, so, you know... Yeah, I mean, with these three actors, I feel like there's no real wrong answer.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure it'll be great. Either way. Next up, not James Gunn tweets. James Gunn Instagram. So I got to make a new. No, okay. I'm not making a new thing.
Just takes over the segment every time. I like
it. Somebody named Dabroni57.
Jabroni.
With a D though.
Yeah.
Dabroni. Quote: how close are we to casting for the Batman? James Gunn, miles and miles away. So if you hear any rumors about a potential, this is a front runner for Batman Bruce Wayne in the DCU, it's probably false.
We'll save you the James Gunn response.
Yeah, he says that.
He's preemptively just saying no.
Yeah, he says that. And then
he's gotten smart about it, guys.
He's 3 months they'll have someone ready.
Yeah, he's not going to respond to every single person. He's just going to have that one blanket statement for the initial question asker, so that the rest of them can follow suit.
Is Superman the only one they're trying to release in 2025?
Well, I mean, you also have the Creature Commandos animated TV show, and then there's also the Waller TV series, and I'm not sure if that comes out in 2025 or early 2026.
But as far as a movie, because Batman's going to be a movie.
Yeah, because I don't think Brave and the Bold will come out until. I mean, if it does, it wouldn't be until late 2025, but it's probably 2026.
Yeah, okay. So that makes sense why they've got time to figure out their castings for that.
Then also there were reports from, let's see, where is this? No, the Hollywood Reporter had, Rolling Stone actually confirmed that the potential Sasha Calle Supergirl movie that was in development has officially been scrapped. Surprise, surprise.
I still want her back.
Surprise,
Definitely.
surprise. To those, that movie popped in my head. So I don't. For those that want Sasha Calle to come back, I wouldn't say this is a definitive no. It could just be that whatever script was potentially being written just doesn't match what Gunn and Safran want to do. Or yeah, it means she's out. See you later. Thanks for coming. Your 5 minutes on screen time.
Hey, I love Supergirl, but it wasn't horrible seeing one that's not blonde haired.
I mean, I liked her in the 5 minutes we got to see her. Love the suit.
Yeah.
Oh, then that one, the one, the photoshopped one where they make it like the black and silver one. Like I was like, oh, give it to me. So that's really it for that. And then James Wan came out, which is the director of the Aquaman movies,
right?
Saying, "quote Well, Aquaman, even the first film, has always been a very standalone film. That was always our approach. That is kind of that it kind of lives in its own world, and that kind of how we approached the Lost Kingdom as well." So going on to saying, quote, people love Jason Momoa, people love him playing this role, and people love the action visuals of this space and in this world. That's what we're doing. We're taking it to the next level, and we're still expanding. And just any fans of Aquaman, the character, that love Black Manta, this is the next level, and I'm very excited to finally put out there to show them what we've been working on all these years.
Awesome.
So Juan's trying to save face, just like, hey guys, guess what? Our stuff still matters because we're not connected to really that old stuff anyway, really, except for it's Moa and he comes from the Snyderverse. But other than that, he's got a point though, because the first Aquaman, like while it does still fit in the DCEU, it still kind of was
self-contained,
off on its own,
right,
in its own world, which it kind of needed. I mean,
that's how like Marvel sort of did it. I mean.
Yeah, outside of your mainstream storyline plot movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, being self-contained, this will be a nice... I mean, considering how Flash went...
Well, that's what I was going to say, is the end credit scene of Flash, he made it say, he was like, yeah, like, you and I are, like, a constant. We're the same person in every universe. And it's like, that was the tell that those two aren't going to go anywhere. Well, yeah. Now, obviously, things have changed.
I don't know about that.
Turns the table.
The turntable.
Also, don't really. Yeah, sure. The Flash actress gets honest about making the Flash movie. Apparently, it wasn't a good time for Kirstie Clemens. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Quote. I'm having to not just go through my personal experience of Ezra Miller being my friend, but then also having to answer questions that aren't mine. I'm not going to do that in the media unless it's asked of me by someone who's been hurt by that person's actions. Otherwise, I'm speaking on something that isn't mine without consent. I was getting asked before I was given permission, and also no one, quote, or parentheses, sorry, well, technically brackets, of Miller's accusers has given me permission to speak on their experience with Ezra. She also continued to go on. Now that the movie's out, I feel like, God, this is such a sad statement. I feel like for the last nearly 10 years, because that's how fucking long it took, I've just been smiling and giving so much grace. I think it was to protect my peace of mind. Now I can finally say and admit this whole thing made me cry more than it made me smile. I think I only smiled over this thing at the premiere. I mean, from my perspective, someone was over there mixing potions. Something was happening, referring to basically the constant production changes and story changes going throughout this project among the almost decade it took to fucking get there. She also continued on about kind of a little bit talking about the Justice League, saying, quote, I was freaked out because at one point there were rumors going around online that I was getting recast, which is humiliating. It was more embarrassing and hurtful than getting cut out of Justice League, which I was able to understand more than the rumors of being recast. They had to cut the movie down. That's how it goes. With The Flash, I was so young and was so excited, and the director that I was supposed to be on with was gone because they went through like, I don't know, 3 or 4 different directors where they're like, please, Andy, please, 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 we will do anything. We will give you any project. Please finish this, please. And then he did it. And now he has Brave and the Bold, apparently, reportedly. Yeah. Sorry, I messed up the quote. But who I was supposed to be on set with was gone, and so it felt dismissed and replaceable. So, kind of sad to hear that our Iris West, who's probably Iris West no more, obviously had a very terrible time making this movie because of the production hell that thing went through.
A decade, man.
Apparently, as is tradition with Warner Brothers.
That's tough.
Gotta love them, right? Also, breaking news. Ezra Miller finally speaks out.
Oh, boy.
On I think it's this from Instagram. Yeah. Quote, I'm encouraged by today's outcome and very grateful at this point to everyone who has stood beside me and sought to ensure that this egregious misuse of the protective order system was halted. Protective orders are meant to provide safety for individuals, families, and children who are in danger. They are not meant to be used as weapons by those seeking attention or fleeting tabloid fame or some sort of personal vengeance when there are people in true and dire need of these services. I'm just letting you guys know, have not read this yet. This is also my first time seeing any of this.
I didn't hear about this.
Continuing on, breaking news. This literally just happened when we sat down to start this. I was like, oh, I could throw this at the end. All right. Nice. Continuing on, sorry. I have been unjustly and directly targeted by an individual who the facts have shown has a history of such manipulative and destructive actions. I implore those members of the media who have recklessly spread false claims and failed to accurately report the truth and context of the story to hold themselves to a higher standard and take the time to find the facts rather than chasing the clicks.
Shoo.
On a personal note, I want everyone to know that I am continuing to do my best to preserve my own wellness and what I can do to reverse the collateral damage this ordeal has brought upon me and those close to me. Finally, to all of you many beings in this world who have had the enormous courage to see me through it all and make it here with me, I will spend a long time trying to explain to you what it has meant to have your support. You have my undying gratitude, admiration, and love, Ezra.
Damn. They went off.
Wow.
Yeah, that's...
So...
I mean... So what...
A little late.
Yeah. Yeah.
The case must be going in
I was about to say, something must have happened with the case.
Favor,
That's
then?
what I was about to ask, and I wasn't sure if there was something accompanying this that
there's
a reason for it. Otherwise, this just kind of sounds like he's like, here you go.
I would say the case is going in their favor.
Yeah, it'd have to be.
So I know they pled guilty to the burglary. Got the liquor. Firsty.
Yeah, so firsty, I can't with my millions of dollars go and buy it myself.
Googling it, I can't find it.
They didn't have those millions of dollars because the fucking movie was in production hell.
Big facts. Good luck surviving out there while we develop this movie.
Yeah, Googling it, I can't find any updates on like a court case. So maybe there is, and just nobody's covering it.
Who knows?
But wow, really interesting. We will see how I guess this continues to play out. What a wild ending it would be if like
he was
just evidence just comes out.
We're innocent,
but like.
Didn't they have him on camera choking the shit out of somebody?
So that's the one thing. Like that one, you can't like.
You
did that one.
They have been caught on camera choking the shit out of someone.
I'm like, brother.
But I mean, there's other stuff that's been alleged. Well, that's an uphill battle. We'll see.
I mean, here's the thing: if you have
there's a lot against them,
and if you have the tendency to do that, and it's proven, and you look like a fucking nutcase when you do it, like. I mean,
when you go on Twitter and you start typing in their name, the third hit is like the choking video.
Like that, when that's your Google search, baby, it's over. It's over.
So, to answer your question, yes,
that's gonna be tough. Like you said, uphill battle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I guess also this broke like 50 minutes ago too. The Batman cinematographer Greg Fraser will return for the Batman 2. Pattinson.
That's nice.
Robert Pattinson. So that's cool. I really like the cinematography in the first one. So, yeah, that ends it for DC officially.
Yeah.
We might have a short one this week here.
Probably.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
We could.
Marvel.
No, I don't have a whole lot, but Anthony Mackie was apparently in an interview with Inverse. It's a pretty long article, but you can go directly to Inverse's website and just read the entire thing. But just a couple quick things that he kind of says here is that speaking with the interviewer, basically speaking on working with Ford, he said the first day was so intimidating. I was so fucking nervous. I couldn't remember my lines. He's Harrison fucking Ford. There's this aura about him, but he dispels that really quickly because he's such a cool guy. He's everything a movie star should be. He would say, "Let's shoot this piece of shit."
Let's go.
I guarantee he did say that type of thing. And everybody was like, yeah, let's shoot this shit. Mackie can't get into specifics about the scenes, but he does note that there are apparently plenty of them. So, Red Hulk.
Yeah.
I would imagine. We spent a good bit of time together. Ross and Cap have always had that relationship where they were friends and they respected each other, but they always bumped heads. That's their relationship in the storyline. Which, yeah, I guess. I don't... Seen the earlier movies, though, it's really more Ross has the relationship with Stark.
Yeah.
Because Stark was the weapons manufacturer, so that's kind of an interesting thing. But really to actually go on to the point of the article that actually got the most attention was a little blurb where he says, on Jonathan Majors, we're a country that was built on, quote, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. That's one of the staples of this country. Nothing has been proven about this dude. Nothing. So everyone is innocent until proven guilty. That's all I can say. It's crazy where we are as a society, but as a country, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. That's all I wanted to say. Just thought that was interesting that he came out and said that. We talked about like kind of the update in the case, how it kind of seemed more in favor for him. But now, apparently, yesterday, Rolling Stone came out and they have alleged that Major's abusive personality goes back a decade or more.
Of course.
So, again, like I said, I don't feel like subscribing to Rolling Stone magazine on the internet, so I'm actually reading what The Direct has summarized from the article.
Yeah.
Because I can read it off The Direct for free because ads, like you said. Anyway.
Go with the times, Rolling Stones. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean...
I don't know.
Do better.
Yeah, it's not the... Whatever. Alright. Over a dozen sources interviewed by Rolling Stone allege that Majors physically abused one of his romantic partners and emotionally abused another. And I believe these are not in relation to the woman that he's currently in the court case with. These are different individuals, allegedly. It was quote, it was pervasively known that he was a good actor and that he was also terrorized the people that he had dated. That's just from one of the sources. The Direct says that 9 different people discussed how Majors emotionally abused a woman who he was dating in the past. It was important to note that this is not the same woman who was involved. It's just described as, quote, emotional torture, moments of near violence, and he would get filled with rage.
Who doesn't? And you know what? These... dude, here's the thing, how these always feel to me. These always feel like somebody wants their 15 minutes. So when somebody says, oh, he abused me, then like 10 other people come up and they say, oh, I remember one time when he got mad at me, and I felt like he was gonna hit me. Like, or he beat me too. You know, no basis, no standards. They'll just come out and say that stuff because they want to bring their name to the forefront. That's how it feels a lot of times, and it happens both ways. I mean, men and women, all that. It's not just one-sided.
Oh, yeah.
But it happens so much. I mean, people. I mean, there's people that will ruin someone's entire career just because you broke their heart. So what'll they do for 15 minutes of fame?
I won't disagree with you there. Going on in this though, does say a classmate of Major's at Yale discussed that the passion he brought challenged those his age to match his energy to make them stronger, but it created an incredibly competitive atmosphere in what was actually said to be a safe space. So I don't know. I guess he played football growing up, so it could just be that's what it is you
locker
play
room bravado.
You play well, and you play sports and you're competitive, and like when you are someone who actually wants to play a sport, like you want to win, you want to be a winner.
Yeah, playing sports is not fun. Winning is fun.
Right.
You know.
I mean, I'm listening to a podcast on the way over here, and they're talking about how apparently now, even in his business life now, Peyton Manning is still just overly analytical. And it's like, well, yeah, that's his personality. He's a winner. He wants to win. He's going to approach every situation in that regard. And yeah, to you and I, that's psychotic. When you watch The Last Dance, oh, Michael Jordan was an asshole because he was psychotic. It's, yeah, because he was obsessed with winning.
Yeah, he cares about nothing else.
He needed it.
Yeah.
Like, that was the only way he was getting a serotonin boost, was he had to beat you at something.
Well, it's just like Shaq. It's like Shaq. Why he DJs now, because that's the only way that he can get close to the crowd.
Yeah, the adrenaline rush.
Right, yeah.
He's addicted to it.
He's addicted to it, yeah. God, he's up there in age. When I saw that, I saw the photo that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because what's his name? It's DJ.
Is this Diesel? It's
DJ Diesel. I think
Diesel,
is his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like taking a photo with people, and I was like, man, you are up there, and like, but that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. It does say that every graduate that spoke to the outlet praised Majors for his talent, that he was poised and, quote, poised and kind, while highlighting his incredible work ethic. He's got tremendous potential. So, I don't know. There's a lot being said here about really his entire personality. This is actually interesting. I'm kind of just reading this now, so I apologize that I'm stumbling through it. Another Yale grad. This one, I think, is really where it kind of hits with what maybe you were saying and your kind of thoughts on the whole thing is, another Yale graduate at school with Majors noted the difference between, quote, hardworking intensity and fear-based intensity, remembering how Majors had an energy where people, quote, didn't really cross the lines he set in place. There's obviously hardworking intensity, and then there's fear-based intensity. There's this don't step out of line with him, just do what he says sort of thing. There's an energy and a culture around him that you didn't really cross the lines that he created. I don't know. Again,
that's tough.
Again, I kind of make the Michael Jordan comparison where, like, all his teammates will tell you, like, he was an asshole. But you won.
Yeah.
And 6 times. And that's some of you won 6 times with him.
and that's the thing. And that's the thing. And that's the thing. If you're coming into that situation and you aren't prepared for it, and then all of a sudden you have to just deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, but here's the thing. You don't hear any of them talking about how they separated themselves from him. They were there to watch him succeed because they were right next to him.
Right.
You know, so.
Although Pippen likes to.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He likes to.
Yeah,
he likes to separate himself a little bit.
Well, he separated himself when he was fucking playing with him.
A little bit.
Man's out in Vegas and they're got a game the next day. They gotta go hunt him down.
Oh, that was Rodman.
That was Rodman. That's right. Shit. That's right.
That was that part. That part is so funny. Like Carmen Electra on there being like, Yeah, I literally was like freaking the fuck out and literally hid underneath covers from fucking Michael Jordan. Like, my God.
So good. That shit's so funny.
Because at that time, she wasn't big. Like, that was when she was getting big. And it's just so funny.
That is fucking funny.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know what to really say about this major stuff anymore. It's so hard to comment on
Well,
stuff
and
like
this
this.
is all alleged stuff. Like, these are, like, behind the curtain, you know, you can't use my name in this quote, and you can use my quote, but don't say my name, and it's all alleged things, and the thing about it is that all it comes down to is, like, are these people going to go to the courthouse and be character witnesses? And I would say some of them probably, like, you're shaking your head, no. Probably not. And the reason not is because if he comes out, wins the counter, or
he's coming for that ass. I mean, in one way, shape, or form.
Well, even if he doesn't do that, it's like, well, now you, the person who maybe tried to make him out to look bad, and then you got that lost anyway. Well, now
the court of public opinion.
Now, yeah. Well, now you're kind of, you know, what's that going to look like for you and your career then? Exactly. If your career's in the same line of like acting and doing all that stuff, again.
Because here's the thing. But again, there's no benefit to saying it. You know, I mean, because here's the thing. Even if And this is just the world we live in. Even if it's found out that everything that all these people are saying is true and you were one of them, half of the camp still hates you for saying it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah.
I hate to say that's where we are, but there's some people.
But you're saying that that's kind of how our society is in this country.
100%. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I know. That's what.
Well, Amber Heard, dude. People still love Amber Heard. People still, hate Johnny Depp, and and you're sitting there and you're like. There's people that... No, I'm not going to go there. Never mind.
Okay.
But,
all right. Let's say, I feel like all I can say on it is if, the alleged accusations are true, then if they are true, then fuck them.
Yeah.
Right. But if, they're not true and they're liars, then fuck them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's all I can really say.
That's really... Yeah, that's all, like, we can do is sit here and watch this as it unfolds, and... It sucks, no matter what the outcome or, and everyone, but.
And don't get us wrong, we're not the moral compass here. We're just chopping it up about this.
Yeah, we are just stating alleged things.
So me personally, I'd like it all to be not true, just because I would, like to not hear somebody treat somebody like that.
Right, exactly.
But,
Yeah,
sure. I mean, only time's gonna tell, or it's just gonna get swept under the rug like WB tried to do with Ezra.
Yeah. Yep. That's all I had for Marvel, but maybe real quick before Star Wars, some other pop culture things. The Boys apparently is not going to release until the writer's strike is over, which actually kind of disappointing because I think it's done.
I think it is too.
Like, they're finished with it. Like, they could drop it tomorrow if they wanted.
Huh.
So, but they're just not.
That's a little frustrating.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if it's because even though when they... Something about that's weird, because... Well, no, it doesn't drop all at once. They do release it week by week, so it's probably, I wonder if, like, they're thinking... Well, we want to have the writers available in case we want to make, like, last minute.
That's true.
Whatever.
That's true.
That's all I can think of on that.
That's a good point.
Empire released a cover with the characters from Rebel Moon.
Mm-hmm.
So that looked pretty cool.
Sweet.
One of the characters looks like a Guardian wearing the stag straight out of Destiny. I looked right at that and I was like, Destiny. Mm-hmm. I was like,
oh, we are getting a live action Destiny.
Right, yeah.
Well, it's just not called Destiny.
If that was the Easter egg in this show, I'd be like, oh my god. Okay.
He's the goat!
He's the goat!
I haven't touched that game in forever, and not to get back to video games, but I will say that I personally think if they did make a television show like in that universe, I think it actually could be a pretty big hit.
Oh, it'd be dope.
Yeah, I think it could be. Sandman season 2 has begun filming.
Cool. I gotta finish that. I remember you said that you were talking how good it was. I got through like
the last episode is weird.
Well, because it's not. That was a bonus episode.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's not really the last episode for the show. It's just a bonus thing, and I don't know.
Okay.
I literally had it as background noise. I didn't pay attention to it.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, it was really well done. I don't know why I just kind of fell off.
Shit, sorry, one more. And Mortal Kombat 2 has begun filming. And
Sweet.
there was actually a photo shared of the cast. They were all at dinner, and Carl Urban was there, and his hair looked like they had colored it silver. So, because he's supposed to be Johnny Cage.
Right.
So yeah, and it definitely had the actor playing Liu Kang sitting next to him. And then I think the actor that was like the newly created character for the first one, I believe he would be in it. I mean, and then the girl that plays Sonya was there too. So
hyped for that.
I will say I am hyped for it. I know that movie got shit on, but I don't care. I thought that movie was really cool. My only gripe was that the old school song, like, I thought could have played a little longer at the spoilers for those of you who haven't seen it. But the whole movie is straight up the origin of Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And at the end, when they started playing the music and, like, Sub-Zero pulls the ice dagger out, like, they just cut the music off. And I was like, no! Like,
let that ride.
Let that ride! This is like this is what the whole movie, we've been waiting for this! Like, just let it ride! And that's the only gripe I have with that movie.
Just give us what we want!
Dude, I watched Annihilation the other day. Like, just on a whim.
Oh, boy.
I was, like, sitting there, I was watching, dude, I love them all. I don't know.
I won't lie. I used to love those.
The first one is cool.
I like them all.
The first one is cool. Like Annihilation is...
I used to watch that shitty cartoon. You remember that?
Oh, God.
It was a long time ago. But I love it all.
Nice.
But the games, I never really got hype with the newer games.
I suck at the games.
Dude, I can't stand endless combos. Like, I can't.
Yeah, I'm just not good at them. I'll say it all day. I never got big into the games. I mean, I played them growing up, like the old ones on Super Nintendo. Like, I played that. And then, like, if you were ever, as a kid, like, you were at a place that had arcades, like, there was always a Mortal Kombat. Mm-hmm. Or at least there was always I think for us, there was always a Mortal Kombat 2 arcade.
Yeah.
And, like, so, I mean, I used to play that, but, yeah, the new games, I'm not good at those at all.
So incredibly complex for a game where you're just ripping someone's head off. I mean, just let me button mash my way to a victory, okay?
Right. Yeah.
Say, for me, it's just, like, I quit buying them because it just always felt like a waste for me.
Yeah.
Because I never have any, like... Buddy, I always just played the campaign, which was never super long.
Right.
So you basically spend, back then, last time I bought it, they would have been $60 still. But it's like, pay $60 for like maybe 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm done. It's like, because I don't have any friends that play fighting games. And it's like, I'm really not into fighting games like that.
Right.
Like, everybody come over, let's just pick up the sticks and kill each other.
I mean, I think you can, and I think you can play them online, but like you go online and like.
Got the cheesers on there, boy.
That, and it's that, and it's also like people who just like they just love that game, and they are very good. Like you said, they are very good at the endless combos, and you just sit there and are like, "Cool, I didn't even touch you."
I'm just sitting there.
Oh, cool, 33 combo chain, sick, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, X-ray. Oh, man, done.
Fatality.
Fatality.
Yeah. But that's really all the other pop culture stuff I really had.
Well, yeah.
I know, yeah. Then they. Yeah.
Well, in the world of Star Wars, the big rumor is Kathleen Kennedy is allegedly gone from Lucasfilm after everything wraps up with what's it? The Dial of whatever.
The Dial of
Indiana
Destiny.
Jones. Indiana Jones. Yes.
I really thought that like was. I swear we talked about that before. That like we knew she was leaving.
Well, I think there's maybe speculation, but I think the rumors are... I mean, because at first I actually heard of it for sure was the 29th, so that was yesterday.
Because my thing on it, man, is like, how would Filoni just? I'll just say it. How does he have the balls to come out and say what he said about her while she still had her job and it wasn't going to be a known thing that she was gone?
Right, and that's kind of my thought process too.
Because he basically buried her with his comments about her.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Remember way back he told us. Remember about how
it was was it it was Favreau initially that said that she just couldn't get her hands out of the projects.
I remember Favreau not being happy with her.
Because Favreau was selected by George and Filoni is Kathleen's pretty much. So so he kind of to an extent has to be a little more favorable than Favreau does, because Favreau, he just said with the Mandalorian, bye, I'm gone. I'm leaving. That's why he stepped off, because of her constant meddling and changing things that made sense in the Star Wars universe. And and then that's why he said, I'm just going to go over here and work on Ahsoka, leave me alone. And that's pretty. And then that's when Iger came. Is it Iger?
Mm-hmm.
Iger came back.
He came back and said, "Yep, you just go work on Ahsoka and you do your thing, Kathleen. Calm down."
I mean, Iger came back because Iger had to clean up the entire fucking company.
Yeah.
And yes, this was just part of it.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like, you can. She's great at what she does, but stay out of the creative aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You Kathleen Kennedy, you are not George Lucas. You're not one of those giant creative minds when it comes to the Star Wars universe, and you have to be if you're going to be influencing the content that's put on the screen. And I think they need somebody at the helm that's a little less worried about the actual making of the content itself. They have to be more of the head coach. Let your offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator do their thing. Let them do their thing. Otherwise, you're going to get these problems.
Y'all can't tell, we are very, we're fiending for football to come back.
Hell yeah. 60-something days? 60?
It's 69. So I was listening to actually...
Hey.
All right, so the Peyton Manning thing I was talking about earlier, I'll just say it because, hell, he's got plenty, big deal, whatever, just drop it. I was listening to McAfee on the way here, and, I guess one of his guys on there just drops, a player with their number, 69 days till football, and they did Schlereth. And then he came on for an interview, and Mark was the one. He was talking about how that's how Peyton is, in the business life side of things. And he was just talking about this, how he interacted with him, and it was just funny to hear. It's well, yeah, I mean, that's just how the greats are.
Yep.
That's their personality.
And and all of a sudden, at some point, they know they're great.
Yeah.
They know they're great. So, why the fuck do I have to act a certain way around you if I'm the best there is?
Or it's just
that
hilarious, or it's just that hilarious video you sent me that they're just people being people and they're just oblivious to that's how they are.
Yep.
And they're just set in their ways.
Oh, dude, that's why celebrities should never talk about how hard it is to be a normal person.
Yeah.
For the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah. It's like I sit up at the Golden Globes, Let's remember that. What was it Gervais that went up there and just eviscerated everybody?
He did it, yeah. Oscars.
Oscars, yeah. Oh my God, that was glorious.
It's just brought it now that he brought this fucking back in my head, and it just pissed me off so much. Yes, fucking shit of Kim Kardashian closing down a DMV to get her get a fucking photo shoot for her driver's license. I was like, you just
sat there and questioned why.
Just I don't even know how to put into words.
How just annoying that is.
How self-absorbed,
how disconnected.
Go get your picture taken like everybody else.
Right. Just be a person.
Be normal.
Yeah, be a person.
Damn it.
Spoken with the stick. I swear.
It's hey, you and your family.
You're so fucking superficial.
Right.
Holy
you've done enough. You've done enough to change American culture forever. Thank you. I'm saying this very sarcastically.
In the worst way.
Yeah. I'm saying this very sarcastically. Thank you for that. Yeah, just be a normal person at this point.
Well, my favorite thing was when COVID happened and they were like, all these celebrities were releasing videos about like trapped in my home, and it's his fucking mansion. I'm like,
you mean your villa?
I'm like, you could
see a pool in the backyard through their big ass tall.
Yeah,
like
I'm like, you could spend a whole day in every room in your house, and the pandemic would be over by the time you're done.
Talking about this makes me, at least like he humbly does it, but talking about this just makes me think of that fucking LeBron selfie. Can't believe this is my life. Like, God damn you. Like, me neither, bud.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Me either, you fucking ass.
Yeah, he's the goat. Go to being an asshole.
Yeah, a-hole. Nah, dude. I can't stand it. They come from the position of talking like they know anything.
Look what you did. You turned Bull into fucking Scott Hall here.
Right, he's got to get a toothpick.
I gotta get my toothpick because I'm not smoking anymore, so.
Well, good for you, dude.
Yeah.
Got fucking
been
Scott Hall, big sexy Kevin Nash, and X-Pac over here.
Hell yeah.
What a fucking reference. Yeah. What a throwback of references.
I swear.
Do you have any other Star Wars shit? Like, my God.
I forgot we were even talking about Star Wars.
A little rambling episode.
Also rumored there was...
Can you guys tell me didn't have a lot to talk about today?
I love how he starts off in the beginning. Oh, it's all about the Holy Trinity, and they go on a diatribe of all this other shit that's not.
Emilia Clarke, in an interview, she was talking about her role in Secret Invasion, she was actually asked if she was going to reprise her role in Star Wars, and you could tell in the interview that there was a cut somewhere. You don't know if it was before, because she kind of laughed and her eyes got big, and she said,
Dude, I
and
think
then they all start laughing.
Yeah, and she's very goofy that way. Every interview I've ever seen her on, or a talk show I've seen her on, she's very, always like that.
Yeah.
Is this the interview she did with the guy who plays Talos?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wasn't really paying attention.
I saw some other clips from this, and yeah.
Somebody said that she went to the Andrew Garfield School of Lying. Like, that's pretty good. That's pretty decent. But yeah, they said that it looked like she had blurted something out, and they had to.
I just sit there and I just sit and wonder if she's really come back as Kira. Timeline wise, where would it be?
Well, here's. I mean, that's what they're not wondering, if she's not in the game or if she's in some sort of series that's coming out that takes place in that era.
When does she, in the comics, fight Vader?
Oh man,
because isn't that how she dies?
I think so.
I think around 2003 BC.
Oh. Well, Jordan, we didn't know you knew so much about Star Wars.
If you just said ABY, I would have lost it.
Right. That would have been good if you said.
I couldn't think of what they use for Star Wars.
BBY and ABY.
Yeah, BBY and ABY.
Yep, and I mean, there's that, and then. But here's the thing: a lot of people are thinking that it's the Outlaws game because that takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's around in there is when she's fighting Vader.
Yeah, because Crimson Dawn would technically because that's the thing is they think that obviously her involvement with Crimson Dawn carried on after Maul got cut down by your boy Obi-Wan, but the second time. But
my boy,
your boy, he went down quick too.
That's my boy.
The most anticlimactic death for a important character ever. Maul. But yeah.
What a dude, Filoni saved him. It's fine.
Yeah.
What a waste.
But they think that's
not if you watch Clone Wars.
But if they're talking about it being Outlaws and it's kind of based in like a seedy underworld of Star Wars during a Empire-based time, that would be par for the course for her to come back in Crimson Dawn to still be like the remnants of Crimson Dawn.
I dig it. Bring it back.
Okay. Yeah, and that would also give us another layer to deal with Vader and what he was doing and all the things that they didn't show us.
Because there's a year between Empire and Return.
Go.
This article says, since Han Solo's carbonite encased body had left the possession of Boba Fett, it has been an ongoing battle to recover the smuggler. This is, I guess, what's going on in this comic run. The crossover, which has involved various ongoing Star Wars titles, including Darth Vader, Bounty Hunters, Star Wars, and a few others, has explored some unanticipated encounters between characters.
Is that the Dark Horse ones? Or is that Marvel?
I would say that these would be Marvel, wouldn't they?
That's the newer ones. Because Dark Horse is, and that's the thing that's so confusing, is Dark Horse is still releasing Star Wars comics. But so is Marvel. So it's like, that's why it's hard for me to keep track of.
How does that happen?
This is the Marvel. I think because the comic run is War of the Bounty Hunters, and it's so this issue has Vader and Luke on the front. Luke's lightsaber even looks yellow. That's weird. But it's Marvel's.
Okay.
It's the Marvel runs.
Yeah, because I had a couple of those. The Vader.
I feel like the Dark Horse ones are old.
I swear there's still some that keep coming out.
Maybe they do.
Maybe they have a line that's still running. I'd have to look into it more.
I don't know. Yeah,
because every time I look for a series, it's one or the other, and they're all about the same time period. I'm like, how does that work? But it just makes it confusing to find out what line of what, because they use a lot of the same characters. So it's kind of hard. It's confusing to find out.
Yeah, that's really weird. I've never heard of anything like that happening before.
Still. I guess Dark Horse does still make them. So they got two different.
Yeah, that's why it's so confusing.
Is Dark Horse owned by Marvel? No. I thought Dark Horse was owned by DC.
I always thought Dark Horse was independent.
I think they're independent.
Oh,
I think they're independent.
You're right. Yeah,
DC owns Vertigo.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like they're independent.
Yeah, but it's always been super confusing whenever you try to find any kind of comic runs for Star Wars, and you look it up, and it's like you see all the Marvel logos, and then you go looking for it, and you get a bunch of Dark Horse results. You're like, it's just saturated.
That's really, really confusing.
Here, an IGN article. I'll just read the headline. It's from back in November of 21. Dark Horse to resume publishing Star Wars comics in 2022.
Okay.
And then I think it does talk about how like Marvel will still have theirs. So but the one that I'm talking about is the Marvel runs.
Yeah, that's the one I think I have a couple of the Vader issues of that run.
So are they both canon?
I think
the Marvel
is.
The Marvel is. That's what Disney owns.
Correct.
So yeah.
Yeah. So anything that happens in those is canon. So
Dark Horse just makes.
They must just
off
make
stories that just
legends, more
like
legends content, and there's still tons of it that pumps out with books and stuff, but much less now.
Well, right.
Because now there's no chance at even getting it canonized. So.
That's right, baby.
The almighty hand of Disney. But
the mighty hand of Bob Iger.
Yeah, no shit.
He's not sticking around.
No, like he's just there to clean up.
Yeah, he literally came to clean up, and he's already said that he's not gonna. He might be gone by the end of this year.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he literally only came in to clean up.
Well, two more things, quick ones. The scrapped Boba Fett Star Wars movie. James Mangold was supposed to direct. They did say that it was They said it was a single planet. They said it was a single planet spaghetti western.
So it would have been just like Logan, just violent, awesome
space western. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was borderline R-rated.
Yeah. So it literally would have been just like Logan. So basically, he didn't get that movie. So then they were like, "Well, here's Logan," and he gave us a fantastic send-off.
So then they said,
that doesn't matter because he's coming back, baby. Woo!
And he's coming back to do that. He's doing that Dawn of the Jedi movie.
Oh, I was talking about Hugh Jackman, but that's good to know about.
Too,
that's good to know about Mangold. I did not know that.
Yeah. So yeah, Mangold is coming to do the 25,000 BBY movie.
Hell yeah!
It's supposed to be
throw that shit out there.
The one that's supposed to be
that BBY.
That BBY reference. Yeah, it's supposed to be like biblical. Ugh. I don't know, man.
Because it's disgusting.
I just don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, if you think about it, it is a religion within the universe. It probably needs to be that way.
It just depends on how they deliver. That's the thing. I just hope that they keep it true to the. I mean, at least I hope they deliver it
Legends. With Christian themes, Jeff. Because we're in America.
It's Disney. They would never do that. Okay. I mean, let's be real. In the universe now, never would happen.
I just want some acolytes, man.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. Dude, I want that, and I want fucking Ahsoka. Come on. It's just so far away.
It is so close, but so far away.
God. And shit. Let's see here. One thing I had left, I think. Oh yeah. Okay. The Star Wars Eclipse, the Quantum Dream open world Star Wars game, is shooting for a 2026 launch. So
that game looks sick.
Yeah, and it looks fucking incredible. And
too far away.
Way too far away. At least we're gonna get Outlaws. Didn't they say later this year or early next year?
That one doesn't seem that great.
But I still just don't give a fuck about that game. I just can't. I don't give a fuck.
I think we're gonna let you play that and you tell us.
I will.
Just
I
like
will.
I'm doing with Final Fantasy right now.
Yeah.
That can be yours.
That's fine. I did it for Survivor too, so I did it for Survivor and I did it for fucking Fallen Order.
I know I need to go play those games, but I just...
Hell yes, you do. Especially as a fan yourself, yes, definitely. Yeah. It's important. I mean, that's the thing. Like, moving forward, there's a lot of important shit.
Those games, that's what Final Fantasy 16's like.
Oh, hot.
You got to be kind of careful. You can't just mash.
Oh, hot.
That's the best way I can describe the combat to you.
Fucking mint.
Yeah.
Fucking mint.
Honestly, glad you brought those up. Yes, that's the best comparison I can make.
I'm sold.
Again, it's not Dark Souls hard, but it's like that combat, and you can't just sit there and mash, or else you'll get a game over.
It's actually strategic.
Yeah, that is legitimately how you play this new Final Fantasy.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. Yeah, that makes it a lot more clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn. I can't believe I didn't think of that.
God dang. But that is all I have for Star Wars. So.
Okay.
Haven't watched The Witcher yet.
I have not either.
It did come out, I think, yesterday. So
I'll have to go reactivate Netflix and watch that. Watch the last season with my boy Cavill.
Yeah.
My boy.
Yeah, some of the I mean, I think IGN ranked the first half of the season like a 7 out of 10 or something like that.
They're hit and miss on their reviews.
Oh well, yeah. I mean,
They used to be good, but anymore they're just.
Yeah, I never listen to their fucking reviews anymore.
Yeah, long time ago, I used to take their word as just
gospel,
and anymore I just your reviews have just been
butt cheeks.
Very hit and miss. They're right sometimes, and they're very wrong more of the time to me.
Oh, dude, when they were ranking all the Andor episodes and all that shit, I think a couple of them were like 4s. I'm like, brother, like 4s and 5s. They were leaving for Andor episodes. I'm like,
you're just like, brother, like, yeah, I don't really care much for it either, but I'm not saying it's that bad.
Exactly. Yeah, especially at that point. I think it was early. I was like, listen, just because it wasn't my cup of tea at this point, in the series as far as where we were, it was still well done.
Yeah.
So you got to give it more than that.
Yeah.
Give it a little credit.
But I can't wait for that show to come back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When is that coming back?
I think next year.
Not soon enough.
So we only got like one review this week, right?
One review.
I think we just got Secret Invasion episode 2.
And you guys will kind of have to lead this one a little bit because I watched it, but I wasn't into it as much as I wanted to be.
Actually,
it's just developing very slow.
Yeah,
it really is. But
it's very slow burn. But I actually found myself enjoying this episode more than I did the first one.
It opened up a little more of the story and what's going on.
In fact, there was like 2 to 3 like really good like character scenes in this episode where I kind of actually like lost myself for a minute, and I was like, oh. Marvel hasn't done that to me for a minute.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we could probably just get like right into spoilers. It's kind of hard to talk about this show without not spoiling it.
Yeah, it is.
So.
I mean, again, it's definitely, I guess, spoilerly review. I literally can't say that word.
Spoilery.
It is better than the first episode, and if you did watch the first episode, then I'd say, yeah, go ahead and continue to watch it. Watch this one.
I would agree.
But to get into spoilers, yeah.
That chick cut that dude's finger off.
Yeah.
And they showed it. Dude. I was like, whoa!
Like, okay.
I sat up and I figured that's what you...
I figured that's what you meant when you said developed characters. I was like, yeah, specifically, like, that whole torture shit, that was pretty sick. Like...
Well, dude, that, and then the dude blasted with the... we got shot and killed. I can't remember what part it was, but they've been kind of stepping it up a little bit.
Well, it's the same guy, isn't it? He gets tortured, then they rescue him, and then they're like 5 minutes away from outside the compound, and they just take him out. Shoot him.
Yeah.
Take Cold Yeller out there.
Yeah, and it was on display. They didn't hide nothing. I was like, hell yeah.
So that's definitely there. It's being. I felt like with this episode, it's definitely being delivered on when the whole mantra of like this show is very grounded and this show is more like, I don't know. I guess I just kind of got to say like not campy.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
I think that's why I've been enjoying it a lot more. It feels like finally authentic.
Yeah, I do love how like Fury just said to Talos, he's like, "Tell me something I don't know," and he
like,
just
that scene was one of them scenes as well. That scene was a great scene.
That scene was great because he says some bullshit to him, and he goes, "Tell me something I don't know," and he's like, "Yeah, so there's like 1 million of us left, and we're all here," and he goes, "What do you mean you're all here?" He's like all of us, every last one of us is on this planet, and he's just like that oh shit moment. He just, oh my god, and he's just a million of you are here walking among us, and like he just is like shit.
I think this is your stop.
Yeah, that was good.
I like that.
Which that was good, and it also just kind of surprised me that Fury was just so ready to just, well, I'm done with you then. Get the fuck out of my face. And
anger.
Like
betrayed. Because the whole premise basically is because he left and they had promised to find them a new home, right?
Broken promises.
Yeah, promises. So
it's kind of one thing is like, yeah, they're mad at him, and I mean they haven't said it yet. I mean, but I think they said it in the first one that they're mad at Captain Marvel.
Danvers, yeah, and him.
Which I love how like they showed clips from the movie in this episode, but they specifically like did not include her in the scenes.
Gotta pay her that money.
Right.
I was gonna say like that's definitely because
budget cuts right there.
I would say yeah.
This needs to be real grounded.
It's definitely because they didn't want to write her a royalty check for those scenes.
I mean, if they did that, they wouldn't be able to show as much of the scroll transformations on screen.
That's true.
Budget cuts. Can't She-Hulk this thing? We gotta.
That's awesome.
You're not wrong. Hey, again, he's right. That's literally why they've taken a step back. They've delayed all this crap. They're like, we can't have She-Hulk again.
That's a fact.
It is. It's a fact. It is a fact.
Oh, that's funny as
shit. One thing that kind of got brought to my attention thanks to the Twitterverse, because people like getting triggered on there. People are upset about.
It's Twitter. That's what we do.
Yeah,
Trigger.
It's just all about hate.
We do, dude. Also,
I don't know if you saw, and I've basically entered my villain role against the DC fan base. We'll talk about that at a different time. Anyway, either die a hero, or live long enough to see yourself.
I wasn't gonna say it.
But I saw some people complaining about how, there's been like. Racial comments by like Nick Fury or like Rhodes, I think, in the show, like alluding to previous times, and some people are just getting annoyed with it because they're like, "Oh, this woke shit," blah 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 blah. To me, I say, wait, before you get all up in your britches, look at it in the context of the story. and the Skrulls and how they feel. I almost feel like in a way they kind of are bringing this to attention to show how Nick Fury is kind of being a hypocrite in this whole scenario, and hence the broken promise. So to those that are triggered, just try looking through it. And I don't think they're actually trying to shove it down your throat with wokeness. I think it actually is a point to it this time. Like, I think it's kind of hammering home that Nick Fury's just been a hypocrite this whole time and has not followed through with the promise that he gave, and has kind of made this, like, basically this whole species of race just basically trapped to basically do the humans' bidding to keep us safe, even though Nick's not following through with finding them a home, which is what the deal was.
Right.
That's just a theory I kind of want to throw out there, because I don't know, just I've seen people get it, and then especially like because people got upset with a certain comment, which I cannot repeat because I am too pale and white to repeat what he said. But if people got offended by that line, it's like, well, he's allowed to say it. He says it in the show. I know I'm allowed to say it. But like people got upset with that comment, and it's like, well, I mean, yeah, I kind of felt like it came out of nowhere, but But then now, like seeing that, and then like watching this episode, and then them kind of touching back on it again, it's like I feel like it's more purposeful. I feel like it's.
I was like, aware. I just don't care. Like, to me, I
didn't really think anything of it when it first happened.
Yeah, I didn't really think anything of it. That's just because I kind of factor like the age into consideration. Like,
well, that's the thing too. It's like, especially with
something that actually, I mean, it's
historically correct.
Yeah, it's historically correct. Like, if this were real and they really are the ages that they are, guess what?
That's why it never takes.
They totally experienced it, so I don't know.
That's why it never takes me out either. Because to me, especially somebody who.
To me, when it's historically correct, I don't get so pissed off about wokeness.
Yeah, for me, like, especially like, I mean, before.
I just that's where I get confused, is what I should say.
Before I went into marketing, like, I wanted to be a high school history teacher. I love history. So anything in movies, when they're ever historically accurate, I'm like, kudos. You guys actually did your fucking homework on what happened here. So, like, I do, like, to me, it never takes me out of the moment or the movie when stuff like that's mentioned, because to me, it's just like, oh yeah, this is 1997. Think of what Nick Fury's age is in this universe. Yeah, it makes fucking sense. He would be alive during that time.
Yeah.
They're just eye roll moments for me when I watch them, because it's like just leave, just stop putting them in there on purpose. I mean, I get it. I get that part of it. Just keep your politics out of it.
To be honest,
completely. Like, I don't want any side politics being in my movies. Really,
it's just like the other part of it too is like they didn't just. I'll just bluntly say, maybe I shouldn't. They didn't bluntly come out and just state colors and races. I mean, he just said a person.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Again, I just kind of sat there and watched it and didn't think anything of it.
It doesn't change my opinion on it. It's just one of those things that, like, they just always feel. Disney feels the need to insert it every chance they get.
But
in everything, and it's blatant.
So you're saying, though, that the power of the scene between him and Rhodes.
See, I think that scene, like,
that was supposed to show how
I thought that
Fury
was
a hypocrite.
I
know I loved that scene. I love that interchange because I loved it because Rhodes is like, well, now I'm at this position in my career, and I basically answer to the president, and Nick Fury's like, kind of like this. Hey, I got you to where you are. And Nick Fury is expecting, like, him to be his friend and his ally, and it's like, hey, we're the Avengers. Like, you should be on my side.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't get that. But what's the, I guess, one more time, and this time explain it to me like I'm 5. How is Fury a hypocrite? In this scene, or how is that being shown in this scene?
He's basically he's referenced times to where, the black community wasn't treated the best and was segregated, and among other things.
Oh, so you're okay. Now I get you.
So, but now it kind of comes full circle because now basically the scrolls kind of feel
that
in
way
a sense. I'm not exactly comparing them apples to apples, but
but
in a sense, there's a familiarity there.
That's how the human race or Fury's trying to treat them to the human race.
It's in the end, that's kind of what it comes off to. Well, because in the end, to our knowledge, it doesn't seem that he's actively tried to find them a different planet yet. At least,
right.
Either way, so basically they've just been stuck there to do S.H.I.E.L.D.'s bidding and be undercover and keep us as a human race safe, but he hasn't followed through. They're stuck. So in a way, he's kind of, it's not necessarily I would say a hypocrite, but I think there's a purpose to why it's being thrown in there. There is kind of how George Lucas likes to say, there's a poetry to it. It rhymes.
Gotcha. What do you think the machine is that they're trying to build? That's apparently supposed to make them stronger.
I think, bluntly, I think it's what's going to give them superpowers.
Yeah, I was wondering if that's what it is. Because
in one of the trailers, it basically shows what's his fucking name? The main bad guy. Gravik. Yeah, I almost said Givik.
Givik.
He has Groot arms. And actually, on the computer that Amelia Clark, Gaia pulls up, that actually has Groot on there, and then several other people. It actually had what's the Iron Man technology? Extremis.
Huh?
Extremis.
Extremis was from Iron Man 3.
That was on there as well.
Extremis was what the fake Mandarin was making.
Yeah, so that was on there too. So it seems like they've somehow.
So they're trying to splice the DNA of those beings into their own, so then they can get superpowers.
I'm taking it this is going to be how, because I think they've established, at least in the MCU, I don't fully know in the comics at all,
right?
Because I didn't read any of the Skrull comics.
No,
but in the MCU at least, they clearly are stronger than us, but they can't when they shapeshift into somebody. They don't if they shapeshifted into an Avenger, they wouldn't get their powers.
Right.
So I wonder if this is the stepping stone for them to be able to copy an Avenger and then have and then mimic
Fury, like Fury was saying.
Yeah. So I think that's what that machine is going to be, because somehow Gravik gets Groot powers.
Because I do remember the part in the trailer that you're talking about when he was doing that.
Yeah. So and he hasn't done that yet. So that's my theory. And
I think you're right with that theory. I think that's really what it's supposed to be.
And it would kind of make sense with the answer that
at the council table, which I love that scene too. When they met at the table.
Mm-hmm.
And Shooter McGavin was there. And
he was.
As soon as he came on, I was just like, oh yes. Yeah, I was like, as soon as he came on, I go, Shooter McGavin!
Shooter!
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
No.
Well, you know my favorite quote. But anyways.
Damn you people, go back to your shanties.
That's what I think. God damn you people, this is golf!
Go back to your shanties.
Go back to your shanties. One of my favorites. I just saw two naked bikers having sex in the woods, and how am I supposed to chip with that going on? Classic. God. Classic.
Oh, so good.
Anyways, they're all there. They all kind of bowed down to that Gravik dude pretty easily. But yeah, he brought up that he's like, what if the Avengers come back? And he does say, oh, that's not going to be a problem. So that makes sense that it would be. And I thought that too, because when Kira says, he says it's supposed to be a machine that makes us stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, the only way you need to be stronger is for you guys to actually have powers. So is it going to do that? That's probably what it's going to do.
So I feel like that's what seems like that all the evidence is pointing to. Should be kind of cool. Kind of curious how they got a hold of Groot, or at least a part of Groot's DNA to be able to.
The battle on Earth.
Got one of his branches.
Endgame.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone was there, so yeah.
I guess as long as he's not captured again, he's a big boy now.
Oh, he's Groot. King. Yeah, he's King Groot now. Yeah.
King. What else happened in this episode? How do you feel about Rhodey? Think Rhodey's a Skrull?
Dude, I was wondering that.
He's giving me Skrull vibe, and I don't know if it's just because they're trying to make him almost seem like that in a way.
When he said the whole part where he's like, yeah, and where he just kind of rolls his eyes and Fury just goes, so how long have you known about them? And he just goes, 15 years ago, which if you timestamp it, that's around Iron Man 1. It'd be 2008, 2009-ish area, because really now we're caught up in real time with where the MCU is at. He said, the whole delivering line about how, like, there was, like, what did he say at the Pentagon or something, that they all got called in because some Skrulls crash landed, and, like, they looked at photos, and they basically, like, knew, but they didn't see them as a threat. And then Fury's like, well, do you know that they can shapeshift and they can be literally anyone on this planet? And, he's just like, kind of whatever about it. Like, he didn't really get the sense of urgency about it. So yeah, and I will say that it made me kind of wonder. Because that's what happens in the comics of Secret Invasion, is that heroes start dying, and, like, when they die, they shift back into a Skrull, and then the heroes are like, what the fuck? And they realize how Skrulls have been around on the Earth forever, and so the heroes don't know who to trust with each other. Because, like, Black Widow is one, like, she dies, and then she shifts, and they're like, what the fuck is that thing? And, like, the whole storyline of it is that the real Natasha Romanoff got killed years ago, and then that was a plant by the Skrulls because they want to take the Earth over. Because, like you said, like, it's like a religious thing in the comics where they go to Earth because it's prophesized, so it's a secret invasion. And so that, I'm wondering if that could be it, and they're just going to use him. Because, again, the verdict's kind of still out on Ross. I still believe that was just a Skrull imitating him. Like, I think the real...
We'll see.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird how they haven't really touched up on that since that first episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. That's kind of
nobody really going to say anything about Ross being a Skrull.
And then the other interesting thing was we see Fury's wife at the very end.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Confirmed Skrull lover. You don't discriminate.
Wait, what?
His wife's a Skrull.
Did I totally miss that?
Yeah.
When he first walks home and she's cutting the cucumbers, she's like green, and then when he like walks through,
shit, I totally missed that.
It was pretty quick.
It was pretty quick, but they confirmed his wife's a Skrull.
Yeah. And she turns as he's walking up.
You don't discriminate.
But does he even know, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
he was
does.
right behind her, and then she was changing.
I totally missed it. Yeah. I literally totally missed it. Holy shit, that's awesome.
It's pretty sweet. Because I see her cut, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And he walks up, and I was like, he was completely okay with it. I go, "Oh, this is like a thing." I'm like, "All right, cool."
Okay. Huh, interesting.
So, yeah, confirmed. I feel like it's all
It would make sense why he hasn't found him a new home, because then he might be afraid that she would want to leave.
Plot thickens.
I hope that's not the reason. Because she would just stay.
Right. She would have the option.
She would just stay. She doesn't have to go. If she truly loves him.
Right.
Maybe that's what he's worried about. I'm out of the space station all the time. She's able to go home
until they count.
I don't know. I will say the reason will be interesting because, when you think about it in the timeline, it's like, okay, yeah, 30 years, you guys couldn't find them a different planet.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you got a Captain Marvel flying through the galaxy.
Literally all through the galaxy constantly.
Yeah, so
it's
find nothing.
Right. There's got to be something.
And that's the thing about her, too. It's like, what have you been doing then all this time?
They've always been asking her that. Every time they bring her on screen, they're like, where the hell have you been?
Galaxy
because Marvel doesn't know how to write a good answer. They're just kind of like I said, she came in way too late, and they fucked it up doing a whole bullshit thing of like doing it back in the past. She should have came around long before Civil War, and they should have just had her, because they actually had an actress for the very end of Age of Ultron. They had an actress in her suit. They had one ready to go, but they cut it because they just weren't ready to make a solo movie for her yet. The actress wasn't Brie Larson, it was someone else, but they had an actress ready.
Damn.
Yeah.
What could have been?
Yeah, exactly.
Literally. I really feel like with that character, I don't know. I love that character. Because that character is the Superman of Marvel. I mean, just indestructible, damn near.
Also, doesn't hurt for KP that Brie Larson plays her too.
I guess.
Thought you used to love the Brie.
I mean, she's goofy.
She is a goofball.
She's better now than she used to be. I think she realized. Like we
you
talked last
You
time.
gotta watch, dude. You have to watch Scott Pilgrim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. That's like, again, she's one of the many people in that's where really that wasn't really her exact start, but
I remember you saying that.
I actually watched.
You should watch it.
There's a YouTuber that like a cooking YouTuber.
Yeah.
He usually does like. Started watching because he has like a series called But Better, where he like tries like fast food and then he like makes it at home but better. His name Joshua Wiseman, I think is his name. But he
makes it better, and it's probably like 10 times healthier too.
Oh, probably. But he actually had Brie Larson on for an episode where he was like, where they have like the curtain in between them, and he like tries to like coach her how to like cook the meal. She actually did pretty good. She kept up with them, and like it looked really. I guess she did well because they both said it tasted great. So
nice.
But it's kind of cool seeing her in like a normal setting like that.
Yeah,
she does seem like a fun person.
A couple of those interviews she did recently made me think of a little bit higher of her because
different. Change your opinion.
Yeah,
That's good.
I think she had because for a while there it was just just something was up. Something seemed like it was off with her, and for the untrained eye, if you don't know any better, that's who you think this person is. And then you get to look a little bit deeper. You get to see that they're actually a normal person instead of this fucking weirdo that's attacking people on set and shit, and like all this other things that are reported, and gives you another look at him in a different light.
Was that ever reported about Brie?
Oh,
Are we talking about Ezra?
It's like heavily alleged that she like.
I never heard any of that
feminist,
stuff.
That she went
allegedly
ape shit on a dude.
Said he was being sexist and called him all the different names and attacked him physically.
Yeah, that's like a big alleged thing about her. Again, it's like never been proven true, but it's a big thing. That's
I say for me, I'd never heard any about that. For me,
that's
for Brie, like in the beginning, it was just like how she would talk to the fan base. Sometimes that to me was just like, well, you're shooting yourself in the foot, like doing that.
Yeah.
Almost acted a little surly too at times, which is usually off-putting for actors. If you act surly, fans usually.
And I think she did that just because she very much wanted it known that she got to where she got because of herself.
Right. That, and I think.
But yes, I will say you two are not wrong. That for the most part, I think that the delivery was maybe a little too strong.
Yeah.
And that's why people generally hate on her.
Yeah, I think it was just off-putting, and I think now that she's...
That's my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. It was just off-putting, and I think she's just giving everybody the opportunity to rehash that.
Yeah. But anyways, hopefully, where I was trying to go with all of it is that I hope I hope this show gives us a good answer of like why behind it all.
Yeah.
And then I hope I don't know, it would be kind of nice to kind of know like what the whole deal is, or will it just always kind of be this question that floats out there and we never really get that answered of like what was Captain Marvel doing for 30 years out in space, or for like 25 years out in space.
We'll find out if they keep joking about it
until Thanos snapped everyone away, and then she was like, okay, I gotta come home and figure out what the F is going on. And like,
and it still took her a while to do that. I mean, it took her until the very end of the movie to get back. I mean, to show up finally and save the day and just
Lois.
2 seconds.
I think that was purposely written that way because, I mean, that's the thing. Is like it's the closure to the whole. It's the closure for the original team, and they were the ones that weren't gone, so now they have to save all these people.
Yeah, and also in the middle of that.
And then we just added, and then to appease fans, and because people love him, we added Paul Rudd to that original. We added Paul Rudd and Bradley Cooper to that original team.
Hell yeah.
I think that rounds up the episode. I think that pretty much is everything that happened in Secret Invasion. I think last week, what did I give it? Like a 6-7? I'd give this one a...
I like this one a lot more. I'd give this one like a 7-5, 7-7 or something, whatever. Just because, like, this one does, like I said, like, the torture scenes, like, good for that character's development. The console meaning of the like, they're literally spies in power. Like, the guy was like, I am in charge of NATO. Like, I will, like, I was like, oh, shit, all right, that's cool.
Yeah. Shows how far they've gotten.
Yeah.
They got some big players.
Yeah, it shows, like, how much they actually have infiltrated into the world governments. And then, there was some action with this one. Some actual close-up fighting action with this one that was pretty cool.
Yeah, seeing Gravik actually in that fight scene just knife people was pretty sick. I forgot to bring that up. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, they have not, like you said, they have not really, like, held back with this show.
No.
It's been very, very refreshing.
Yeah.
Like, I can't give enough kudos. Like, this is generally why I like DC stuff better. It's typically more grounded, dark, gritty. Thank you, Marvel. Give me more stuff like, and then it doesn't have to be as dark. Right. You don't have to go Joker with it, like
right. Yeah,
but
we don't need that.
Like, this is a nice line for them. I wish that we got more of this tone out of them more often. I get it how the big budget movies, you're gonna play it more safe so you can ensure you can get that
family
that money.
It's that they want that family money.
They want to buy 4 tickets, not 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they want
So I think 7-4.
Okay.
That feels nice. 7-4.
I was gonna say because I think I did 6-5 with you last time.
You did.
I think we're doing the decimal system. I'll say 7 too because I didn't want to give it a flat 7. I mean, obviously, I'm not in love with it yet, but I'd say it was a good episode.
Yeah,
I have been bullied.
It's been a slow burn.
The reason why I do decimals is I've been bullied. I have watched way too many Dave Portnoy one bite. Everybody knows the rule pizza reviews. I cannot do a rookie score.
Fair.
Got to do the decimals. But yeah, I think that rounds up this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you could please give us a like, subscribe if you haven't. Hit that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime a new video goes live. And of course, if you need an audio-only version, you can find us on Spotify, Twitter, official T3P. God. And yeah, we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much. I'm your boy J Sib.
I'm KP.
And it's your boy the Bull.
See ya later.
To the window, to the wall.
No.